What's up, everybody? This is the Digital World Podcast. Today, there's a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the law of economics called Gresham's Law, and it will be a very interesting theory I have. But let's jump right in. So we have this article saying Ripple acquires firm with expertise in building trading platforms, integrating with crypto exchanges. Now we know Ripple has been expanding and there's always news of them trying to hire someone. And recently, XRP researcher Stephen Diep uncovered news of the acquisition in a video entitled "Ripple: Improving Our Global Payment Infrastructure with Blockchain Technology and Data Science" from June of last year, featuring Ripple senior data scientist Jennifer Gia. I think that's how you pronounce it. She said, notably, you're recently acquired a firm whose expertise is in building trading platforms and integrating with digital asset exchanges, which is essential as we scale the business, enter more markets, and start thinking about engineering more complex payment strategies. Okay. Now, it seems that Ripple may be gearing up to launch a novel trading platform. And I think it'd be fascinating to see Ripple create an exchange platform, you know? And I would not be surprised because I think there are a lot of things coming out. We're at the tip of the iceberg right now, and things are just getting started. This space is about to explode. And if you, I mean, I don't know how many times I have to say it, but participate, get involved. And if this is any indication, shout out to Jilt for putting this out. If this is any indication of the Flare networks being something big in the future, I don't know what is. $1.63, and there's news that they'll have decentralized banking built on the platform. If you haven't seen that, check it out on Mickey B. Fresh's channel. He posted lots of photos and he had a video on this. So check it out. Another article is patent reveals Ripple's ODL can be used by banks, governments, and corporations. Now this is, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now. Other influencers have mentioned it. Okay, a value transfer system, the internet of value. How can you move value in a matter of 3 to 5 seconds at a fraction of a penny? Like, that's unheard of. It takes 2 to 3 days, and the cost is way more. What Ripple's doing is changing the legacy system. It is. It really is. Now, ODL useful for banks, governments, corporations, and NGOs. Now, this is something that we know if they want to participate, right? They'll set up a node on the network. And in the early days of the internet, we see that the early participants were like universities, big institutions, right? And this is exactly what's happening because they want to make it like the internet, a decentralized uh, consortium, I guess, or a decentralized a ledger. And so they're doing an excellent job. And it says here, currently the service can be valuable not only for banks, but large corporations, government entities, NGOs, and companies seeking to move value through Ripple's network cheaply and instantaneously. Okay? The XRPL, the ledger, enables real-time gross settlement of other digital currencies, stocks, bonds, securities, and much more. And we see that as of February 2021, over 400 banks are part of RippleNet. So we know those are officially, but they have clients. So now there's this network that, I mean, when you look at it, it doesn't seem that big. But once you start looking at their clients, they're part of this like ecosystem. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. For example, the Swift messaging system that they use for the legacy system right now, they're they have over 10,000 something clients and have 212 nations that are using their network. Now, what Ripple's trying to do is replace that, you know? And there was a couple months ago, this gentleman named Charlie Ward, who was talking about the quantum financial system and the legacy system running parallel to each other. Now, we don't know if that's true or not, or that was just rumors, but it's interesting to note that right now it's almost as if the changing of the guard is occurring. Also, partnering crypto exchanges. We know BitTrue is one of them, and it says here it includes Bitso, Coins.ph, and Bitstamp. And so everything's growing, and the SEC lawsuit is in the way. But I do not think the SEC and their claims against Ripple are ridiculous. It's just, I don't see this. Ripple's got it in the bag, in my opinion. Now it's going to take a while, and it could take, it could last unless there's a settlement. However, I did mention yesterday about what if the retail investor was a means to an end to win this lawsuit. It could be a possibility. I'm not saying it is. Just something to keep in mind. Now, I wanted to introduce an idea. I know this asset class is new, and it's here to stay. There's no question about it. And I want to talk about Gresham's Law in economics. And it's basically a monetary principle stating that bad money drives out good money. Now, what does that mean, right? If we have hard assets, right, that means there's a limited quantity of them. You can't make more, that's it. There's a limited supply. Now, I'm going to play this video to give you an idea what Gresham's Law is in a simple to understand way. Let's give a listen. Thank you to this Explified channel for putting this.
Gresham's law is a monetary principle stating that bad money drives out good. It is a concept primarily used for consideration and application in currency markets. For example, if there are two forms of commodity money in circulation which are accepted by law as having similar face value, the more valuable commodity will gradually disappear from circulation. The law is named after Sir Thomas Gresham, an English merchant, financier, and founder of the Royal Exchange. Henry VIII had changed the composition of.
Okay, so essentially, if, for example, here under Gresham's Law, good money is money that shows little difference between its nominal value, the face value of the coin, and its commodity value, the value of the metal of which it is made, often precious metals, nickel, or copper. So if I, for example, were to go and buy something, let's say I have 1 ounce of gold and I have the equivalent value of that gold, but in dollars, right? People would much rather use the dollars to buy something from the market rather than use the ounce of gold. Now, they may have the same nominal value, but it's commodity value, or people would see, even though like they're the same price or whatever, people would consider the gold more valuable because that would be the good money. Gold would be the good money, and the fiat would be the bad money. So I wanted to introduce this theory because if this becomes a new asset class and people realize that they don't want to have their cash on hand and they want to invest in hard assets, what would happen is people would use fiat to buy hard assets. And so what that would do is that would bring in the bad money and the good money would come out. And people would hold on to the good money. And if people hold on to the good money, what that would do is increase or skyrocket the price of that hard asset. Now, this is just a theory that I encountered and thought that it could possibly be applied to this scenario of XRP because we know the utility that it brings and the use case, and this is something to think about. Gresham's law, that bad money drives out good money, especially in times where things are tight and it seems like cash is on fire, fiat is on fire. That's bad money, and you want to put it into something that's good money. I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, and think about Gresham's law, about bad money driving out good money. This is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.